So Life's a Bluff, you guys have been doing it, what, since the end of July, early August? Is that right?
Yeah, just not very long, actually.
Yeah.
We've only got about 4 months in the can so far. The response has been tremendous. In fact, the growth on this website and the response is really just off the charts. And we, while I've got this form, if you don't mind, I'd like to thank everybody who's enjoyed it, especially the folks at Live at the Bike. We've had some opportunities to get involved with some really good things that aren't necessarily humor-oriented. The Paul Hannum picture that we did, which was actually done with Frank Frisina as well. That photo and getting involved and actually feeling like we could do a part was something really big for us. The team, we're a bunch of regular guys who had, our different rough breaks, and that really spoke to all of us. And we were in, no short stand ready to go after it there.
Button moves over here to Corey. Yeah, I mean, your stuff is just great. You run the gamut, you do different things. You've done Live at the Bike a couple of times. How are you guys putting yourself out there? I mean, you started this website off. I mean, are you trying to get sponsorship off the website as well?
We've had some work with sponsorship. Our first approach was Titan Poker, and we had them as a full-fledged sponsor. This is something where we feel we've got a great intellectual property. To talk business for a second, we've got a great intellectual property. We've got really talented people working this, so we don't have to worry about the quality coming off, the timing coming off, or people not being dependable. So when you have those kind of things together, you're really ready to push forward. So we've had those kind of things. We've been able to work with other people. We've got some big things in the works. You kind of caught me on a rough spot here because we actually, we've got a lot of things going on that I just can't talk about. But things aren't getting any smaller at Life's a Bluff, which is a beautiful thing, which means a little more humor, a little more fun out there, and a larger community for the poker people at large.
Now, is Life's a Bluff, can it right now only be seen at the website? Do you have, I don't know that much about how the comic industry works. Are there plans to possibly put it into some sort of print somewhere?
Well, the webcomic industry is actually taken off. If you take a look around at some of the people that are using this medium, which has drawn people for the last 4 or 5 years in droves to comics like Your Mama or PvP or guys like Sluggy Freelance. If you're not a webcomic guy, those aren't going to mean anything to you. But these guys literally have hundreds of thousands of unique hits every month. And people are starting to see that as a way to help interact with people. If you take the new show Heroes on TV, well, they're running a webcomic right along with it so you can follow it. Now, it ties into the whole superhero thing, but what they're giving people is that next step out there to get the community together. I think of this as the same way, because as a poker community, if you take a look at MySpace or any of the other things, everything's really hardcore focused around the money and the playing of the games and which site has what, where am I going to play. And, if you're lucky, you've got spots like Full Contact Poker and 2+2 where you can really trade some ideas and really dig into it. But, what is there for you if you want to relax? You want to have a little bit of humor and at the same time have a place to meet people who are like-minded to talk. It's like when you sit down at a poker table and you've gone on and you sit down with a bunch of people who are angry. They're way too serious. They're tired. They've been playing too long. That game, as good as it might be for you dollar-wise, isn't a lot of fun. Where if you sit down with your friends, you sit down with like-hearted people, and they're jocular and they're rolling around, then you feel like, man, I've really found something. And that's the kind of community we're trying to put together. It's, for a very large group of people, in my opinion, I think we're really going to nail it down.
Barry Betts out here with pocket eights, and he is going to take it down. It's great that we're doing kind of a cross-promotional thing. Again, you can go and visit Life's a Bluff on the right-hand side of your screen. The right side is inside liveatthebike.com. You can actually go directly to lifesabluff.com as well, right?
Yeah, lifesabluff.com is the place to see it. It's great to link to it through Live at the Bike because obviously you've got a great community there and you can build your own happy favorites folder of great places to go through. One of the things you'll also see there is some articles written by semi-pro and even pro players, help on the forums from guys we have a lot of respect for. Just if you've got questions about moving through things and you don't feel comfortable with some of the really top people on 2+2 or the really acerbic field of full contact poker, some things where you get taken back, you can really count on that as a place to get a good feedback. We're also posting a lot of articles right now. You see I do a lot of the writing on that for articles about like should or shouldn't change the World Series of Poker, how to act when you go into a live casino if you've been an online player the whole time.
So basic, like kind of informational poker articles.
Informational poker articles. We don't take ourselves so seriously that we're going to deem that we know how to play better than Bart and Dave, or we know how to play better than the pros on TV and pick them apart. But what we are going to do is help similar people, similar like-minded people come together and find a community where they can communicate, laugh, have a good time, and see one hell of a webcomic, just to roll right back to that.
Now, one last thing before we let you go here. You were taking some photos and stuff of the tech department, and Mo is going to flop trip fives here, Jack 5-5 on the flop. And Barry's going to lead out here with pocket fours. He's going to bet 80. Let's see how Mo's going to play this. He does have a tendency to slow play on a non-draw board. And, yeah, it looks like he's just going to call.
We know Barry plays a little bit loose here, so he might get himself into trouble.
Well, the only thing that might get Barry into trouble is the case 4. The turn is the 10 of diamonds here. Barry would have made full house. See, now Barry checks. Mo's going to bet 200, but Barry calls anyways. And he has one out here, folks, and the river's a king. And I assume Mo's going to value that here once again. Spot's $600.
Doesn't even put him on the phone.
And he's going to bet again. And he takes it down. So you were taking photos of some of the players and some of the tech staff here, so you were getting some more ideas and give some of the artists like a picture of some of all the players that go in with our show, right?
Exactly. And actually, I was just sitting outside. I just did an interview with Barry, and I'm planning to interview a few of the other guys who play here on a regular basis. What I'm hoping to do, just so I was talking about the extra writing, is talk to some people about, how do you get up to this level of cash game? People talk all the time. I know that you guys came through as props. You worked your way up through tables. And not everybody has that kind of time, but they maybe want to pick the mind of somebody playing at this level. And while the stars and the pros have the image to keep up and have a lot of different things, going on that they don't want to compromise, I've gotten some great, just absolutely solid, real-life answers from these guys, and I think we're really going to enjoy having that up there. And I think we'll find a lot of things that people can really use versus just some of the very fluffy, preened answers that you sometimes get on televised poker and the other areas like that.
Well, that's great, because I had been to your site before, but it was mostly for the comic. I wasn't necessarily aware that you guys had done, other articles. And again, so in the near future, we can look for some interviews and stuff that you've done and some more characters from Live at the Bike in some of your future comic strips. We're going to do one last hand here with you as we get a raised pot. It's about a $210 pot. Steve raised with ace-9. Barry called with queen jack. Allen in there with 7-9 suited. Barry's got the best hand here with middle pair. Steve is going to check it over to Barry. Barry will bet. He bets 140. And let's see if Steve is just giving up here.
Now tell me if you don't think Alan was meant to be a cartoon character.
Oh, he's perfect. And Corporation Mike.
And Corporation Mike, too. We couldn't resist those. While everybody's got a lot of flavor in this game, I think it's just a ton of fun when you can really put things together like this.
Well, again, lifesabluff.com. You can click over on the right-hand side of the screen or go to lifesabluff.com. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we appreciate all the work that you've been doing with us.
All right.
Sean is going to come out and bet here with top pair. He bets 110. It's funny. The other thing I meant to ask Matt and forgot was when you get comic book artists and people that write comics, it seems like everyone has an opinion. Like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. This is how you should draw this. I just wonder if they were getting a little bit of that too, because it seemed like it just from being out here tonight. Alan's got his idea of how his character should work, caricature should look, and Mo. I don't think Mo's been mentioned in the comic strip yet.
Lifesabluff.com. Those are some funny comics. I really like them.
Absolutely. Like I said, like Matt was saying, I didn't know that they actually write some informative articles as well. Kind of some basics.
You should check out the website. It's a really cool website. I'm actually real familiar with it.
But moves over here to Sean.
When you actually go to our website and check it out sometimes?
I do. I've actually read every comic over there. Like there's an option where you can click to the beginning and you read the whole thing through.